Welcome in the Bobby Carpenter Show, and excited as always. It's a Wednesday. Our guy, Mr. Aaron James Hawk, is here with us today. He is ready to rock as always. Come on, Schleiss, get it over with.
Yeah, there it is.
There
Nice.
is the hot call that Schleiss always loves to summon to make sure that AJ is going to be here. All right.
Yeah, I know it must be 12:30 on
Oh,
Wednesday.
no, he's here. I can hit pause. Pause.
Okay, so now you can hit pause. All right. So big weekend in college football. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of news and notes to get to. Some good stuff from Ohio State. Some crazy stuff across the world of college football. But with that, I wanted to start one place. And Pat, if you want to throw that up, kind of some rough news. And this came down right at the end of the show yesterday. It was starting to get public. Nick had texted me just prior to this. And that made it really hard. Like as we're coming out of the break on the last segment, it's like this is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And it says this is from our former teammate and friend Nick Mangold to our New York Jets and Ohio State Buckeye communities. This isn't an easy message to share, but I want to be open about what's been happening with me and my health. 2006, I was diagnosed with a genetic disorder, the genetic defect that has led to chronic kidney disease. After a rough summer, I'm undergoing dialysis. I'm looking for a kidney transplant. I always knew this day would come, but I thought I would have more time. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone in our family at this time that can donate. That's why I'm reaching out to our New York Jets and Ohio State communities. I'm in need of a kidney donor with type O blood. If you're willing to find out if you could be a match to donate a kidney to me, please go to this site, columbiasurgery.org/kidney-transplant, and click on the link. I want to donate my kidney. Full name, Nicholas Mangold. Birthday is 1/13/84, exactly 1 week after Aaron James Hawk. I am deeply grateful to anyone considering donating. Most of all, I'm thankful for my family, who has been my rock every step of the way. The situation has reminded me how lucky I am to have an amazing family, friends, and community behind me. While this has been a tough stretch, I'm staying positive and focused on the path ahead. I am looking forward to a better days and getting back to full strength soon. I'll see you at MetLife Stadium and the shoe very soon. With gratitude, Nick Mangold. It's tough to hear, and I don't have type O blood. I told Nick I know they do those double swaps where you find somebody and you give to their friend or family member, and they do the same for yours. Schlegs, you said you do have type O blood. Have you?
I think so. I got to ask my wife.
You think so? You don't know?
Betty, I just give blood, to say, just take it every day.
Yeah, the
No, I'm going to find out. I'm pretty sure I do have. All I know is I got the good blood. Whatever that is, I'm that.
You might be O-neg then. That's what Cord is. It's a universal donor for blood. Age, you went to school with Nick and played, or you grew up in the same town, both in Centerville. He went to Kettering Alter. You went to Centerville High School. You guys played on the Wee Elks together football program. Your dad famously said he's the only Little League coach to have 2 NFL players and not to win a championship, which is pretty remarkable. Pistol must have been a terrible coach. But kind of your thoughts on seeing that. I know that you kind of found out when I did right before the whole country.
Yeah, I mean, it's growing up with Nick, and then he was my roommate all 4 years in college, my freshman year in the dorm, and then we moved into a house that you guys were basically roommates as well, kind of. You just had other place that you could stay too when you didn't want to stay there. My college house for my last 3 years. So yeah, it was something that Nick even said in that, he thought he wouldn't need this at this time, like this early. But yeah, talking to him on the phone yesterday and just hearing how like the whole dialysis situation and what he's been going through, especially this whole summer, man, it's wild. And I think one of the good things after he went public with that yesterday, I know he's had a ton of people reach out, a ton of people go to that site and enter all their information and see. I don't know what type blood I am, honestly. That's what I filled out and I submitted my stuff. I'm going to talk to the people, but I don't know either. I hope maybe I'm O. I want to be the universal donor. I mean, isn't that the best one?
Yeah. We'll get more information because I have no clue. I have no clue except for like what Bob was bringing up yesterday about the things that Bob Tucker used to tell us when we were at the Fiesta Bowl about going out and drinking, and next thing you know, waking up in a hotel bathroom full of ice because somebody took a kidney.
Well,
so I have no clue what I am, but we definitely go get that done.
So Nick did throw in a group chat there. Age was part of it. And, everybody deals with things differently. I try to make light of stuff and make a little bit of a joke because everybody's so serious all the time. And so Age, I don't know if he ended up reading it or not, but I mean, I was like, you got a good friend in Mark Sanchez. I heard that's what he was out there doing with that driver. He was trying to harvest one that night for him. Age just out there roaming the streets of Indy trying to get a kidney for him.
I mean, yeah, I haven't. You're the first one to think of that theory, but yeah, that was quick, Bob, to for you to put those 2 and 2 together, I guess.
That's
like
why he makes
quarterback, man.
I know.
I mean, for as much as he felt the sackage of one Nick Mangold for all those years, I mean, that's the least that he could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sweaty balls on there. So please, folks, go out and check it out if you can. It'd mean a lot to us. It'd mean a lot to obviously our friend Nick. It sucks, man. Like this, we ran into Maurice was over at practice, AJ yesterday. He's usually there on Tuesdays, and Schleiks and I were there. And Maurice like looks up, like holds his phone to me, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I watched you walk in. I'm reading this. He's like, dude, we're getting old. I'm like, yeah. Like this sucks. Like this is the stuff that you see that older people have to deal with. And Nick's saying he thought he had maybe some more time to be able to until he got through this, and unfortunately not. And so it's a fairly tough situation for him. Our prayers are with him, and appreciate any of the support we can get for our guy Nick. And I was reading up a lot about what you can and can't do if you give a kidney, and I think I could probably do all the same stuff. So, folks, I mean,
what are some things that you cannot do, Bob?
Well, the drinking excessively, I think, is a danger. Like, because that's tough.
That would make sense. That makes sense. Yeah,
you lose one of your filters. Plus, they said I don't think I'd be able to play contact sports anymore. So I told my agent this year, I was like, if somebody calls, I mean, just let me know. I think I got at least another game or two in me.
The Columbus Aviators.
Yeah, the Columbus Aviators. That would ruin that, Schleiks. I know they're trying to get some former Buckeye.
I would think that not having a kidney, you could take more kidney shots on that side because you don't have them.
Well, if you probably put an extra pad on the good one, you could take some on the bad, the side where there's nothing there,
Makes sense.
I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Makes perfect sense. So that's basically it. Outside of that, I mean, you might get high blood pressure. Say not to work out too strenuously, whatever that means. I think you'll be fine. But yeah, so thoughts and prayers are with our guy, Nick Mangold, and hopefully we can go there and see him have success. AJ, you were just there. I mean, he came in when he got inducted to the Ohio State Hall of Fame and was at the house hanging out a little bit before he went to his hotel. It was crazy. We were both flying in from New York at the same time as when I was working on ESPN. He was flying in from Newark. I was flying in from Columbus, and he was supposed to get an Uber. I was like, dude, just wait. I'll go get the car. I'm landing like 10 minutes ahead of you. I'll just loop around and pick you up. So he came over and hung out for a little bit. You went to his Ring of Honor situation when he got inducted over in New York. It's wild to kind of see that, time goes so fast. But what was that whole situation like over there, Age?
Oh, it was awesome getting to go. I traveled out to, I forget who the Jets were playing the day that he went in, but it was great. I got to go in. I walked in he had a couple different suites with family and friends up there. And I walk in and see Jenny, his wife, and see a bunch of his family that I hadn't seen in a long time. And then I got to see a lot of the friends that he hangs out with up in Jersey, and like a lot of his neighbors were there. And you're just thinking, okay, yeah, like I'm sure Nick loves hanging out. Like they were fun people. They were like high energy, just people that like to hang out and enjoy each other. And it was cool to see. And then obviously Nick goes down there in the field. I think he chugged a beer on the field when he got inducted. He's down there with Woody Johnson and his family, gave a nice little talk to the whole stadium. You realize, like, yeah, of course, Nick, like people absolutely love Nick, obviously everywhere he goes, but man, in New York, that's why there's a reason his name is, there you go. His name is up there forever in the Ring of Honor for the Jets, because like this dude was an absolute stud and people love him because he's a great dude and a big, fun, awesome guy.
It's a big guy.
It's cool. Yeah.
He has his own barbecue sauce. Of course you're going to love him.
Yeah, of course. And the people there in New York, they appreciate him. And I think it was really cool to see like how everyone there looks at Nick, how they talk to him, because he's always been the same dude, and they all get a kick out of him and love being around him. So it was an awesome weekend, actually.
All right, on to I guess some other news in this. I mean, Penn State, they whacked James Franklin age. I mean, he'd been pretty good. They lose the tight one to Oregon, and it was like the wheels just fell off. I mean, have you ever seen a situation like that? Like you lost to Oregon twice, basically. You go out to UCLA, they're not ready to go, make a valiant comeback, fall a little short. But then Northwestern at home, to me, that was just wild to see. And it seemed like there was just a lack of attention, focus, discipline, like effort. I mean, it seemed like that was nothing that they had been over the last 12 years.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, James Franklin obviously had a ton of success there at Penn State. They're a couple plays away from the national championship last year when you look at it. So, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't help James Franklin that, Kurt Signetti comes into Indiana and he has multiple big time wins in his first couple years there. And it doesn't help I don't think for Penn State either, that Michigan and Ohio State are the last two national champions as well, because Penn State, they view themselves that they should be competing for national championships year in and year out. That's what the standard is there, I guess, and that's what they want. And he just wasn't able to really get them over the hump. So it is wild when you think how many years he has left on his deal, like all the great things he has done there, and then bam, you're gone. It's got to be a really weird feeling for coaches. Like, I don't care how much money you're getting paid, and they owe you in the buyout. Yeah, that makes everything a lot easier, but still, like, what a change in his life that just bam, all of a sudden you're gone. You don't know if your key card works anymore. And these guys that you've been coaching for so long, now you're sitting there at your house and you're watching them on Saturday. Like, that's going to be a weird situation for him.
Yeah, super weird situation. And I want to ask you this take. One, I think people forget that it directly impacts the other staff members as well, not only coaches, but the support staff, strength conditioning. PT, ATs normally stay around, but it impacts a lot more people than just one. Also impacts the guys. So this is a two-part question. AJ, have you ever been a part of that throughout your career of maybe it's the uncertainty of our coach is going to stay or go, or they do get fired? That's one. And then two, how do you view the early firings that have transpired now in college football? Because like this year's carousel is going to be epic.
Yeah, it is. I'm honestly, I was trying to think back as you were asking that. Like, I've been super lucky. I haven't been anywhere where the coach has gotten fired during the season. I mean, I've had my first 3 years in Green Bay. After that, they, I guess not all, but most of the defensive staff was let go, and we brought in Dom Capers as our new defensive coordinator, but not head coach wise. Head coach has always been solid wherever I've been. It would be really weird to have an interim coach and the guy that you've been listening to for so long is all of a sudden gone. But I think, yeah, I mean, I assume they do it early to try to, I don't know, get a jump start on your new head coaching search. But it's weird because if you want to hire one of these college guys, like do you have to wait till the end of their college football playoff run? If you're trying to go after these big time dudes, they might be playing into January. So what do you want to shore things up and make sure your recruits know what it's going to be like? So I don't know what their time frame might be. I know they're giving their interim head coach every chance to have the job, but I mean, you guys will know better than me. How do they handle it with recruits when the guys that you've been going after, what do you say to them now? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild to kind of think of that because, yeah, AJ, if they want someone who's going to be in the CFP, like you're going to be able to hire them until mid to end of January. I mean, signing day is in December now. Like most of the signing is done before that, so I'm not sure who they're going to go after. We'll talk about it a little bit later in the show. I mean, there's some names out there. You've heard like Kurt Signetti, Matt Campbell,
Matt Rule,
absolutely.
Alex Gold.
But if Matt Rule makes the CFP with Nebraska, like, I mean, is Penn State that much better of a job where you got to come in and start over? I understand he's an alum, and so I tell people don't ever underestimate the allure of home, but you have to kind of just figure that out. And like Kurt Signetti, dude, he's already got like his house it's already built. Like they're literally putting the finishing touches on it. They've got money in Indiana. I mean, he's about to go to the CFP probably 2 years in a row. Last year when he signed as big as an extension, he's like, why would I want to leave Indiana? We're the emerging superpower in college football. And AJ, ask you this because your brother famously said when he went to Miami, Ohio, he's like, my other offer was Indiana. He's like, who would want to go there? And I mean, would your brother want to play for a guy like Kurt Signetti, though?
Yes, I think most all people would. Kurt Signetti has quickly came in and turned Indiana into a football school, like a football program. When you think about it, they've been known as a basketball school for so long. Now I feel like football is number one when you think of Indiana. But yeah, Kurt Signetti's got that. It's cool when you just look at different coaches and how it just every coach that is authentic to themselves, like they're fun to watch. Like Kurt Signetti is very fun when you watch him. He knows, like, he's got the formula down of what the type of players he wants on his team, and then he has that culture built in. They seem to all really buy in. So he's killing it, man. It will be interesting to see what Penn State does moving forward. I don't even know how you start that, how you attack that. Do you try to go after, are there going to be any like NFL guys that they want to go after, possibly NFL assistants? I don't know, coordinators somewhere. I have no clue what, but we know it is definitely one of the handful of biggest jobs that are available in the nation. So I'm sure they're not going to, they're going to pull out all the stops and make sure that they figure it out.
Let me ask you this question. I think that because of NIL and seeing what that school wants to invest in a head coach being able to go recruit. And that's what's probably the most remarkable thing. We're seeing Kurt Signetti with, quote unquote, the 72nd best roster in the country as a top 5 team. And again, that's coaching, that's development, that's culture. How are you viewing what a coach or yourself would view as a job? Because I kind of think about like Matt Rule. Why would you want to leave a fan base that just like they want to be there, but they kind of know like, hey, if I can just get there every so often, we're going to sell out the stadium. There's a lot of juice, a lot of buzz. Like, why would I want to leave that to then potentially go to Penn State? Or why would I want to leave in Indiana where we're building something and it's like my name is all over that just to leave it as I laid the foundation to go somewhere else? How do you think coaches are looking at these transitions in the new landscape of college football through NIL and profit sharing?
Man, I wonder because, you want to be at a school that makes a commitment, a huge financial commitment that they're going to, compete with the schools around you and compete with the biggest schools for bringing in the best talent, I think, around the country. But yeah, like I don't know, like what's the perfect gig? Every coach has their own, personal thoughts on what's a good gig, what's not a good gig, or where they'd want to be. But like Bobby said, you never know what kind of personal ties people have to certain jobs, to certain schools, whatever it may be. And yeah, I do wonder sometimes these coaches, if a coach, say, like a Matt Rule, like would it, I guess because he has the personal connection. Yeah, he played there. He said he met his wife there. He has a lot going for Penn State, I think. But yeah, he's got a great thing going in Nebraska, and same with Signetti in Indiana. Like, he's a part of something really special right now, and I'm sure he wants to continue to see that through. But at the same time, why wouldn't you listen? If Penn State's going to come after you, I'm sitting there, I'm taking a few phone calls in the Zoom. I'm going to see what their ideas are and really see what they're doing, or at least check it out and just get a feel for it, maybe.
The other thing about Kurt Signetti, too, is that people aren't really talking about. He's 62 years old. So, like, he's got something that's like a car that's equipped to drive now. Like, do you want to go somewhere and try to start over? And you may have a year or two before you get it going where, like, he's done something unbelievable, AJ. And I know that you're all about stars because you were a big-time guy, measurables, looking like Arvell Reese out there. Like, Kurt Signetti, they get in the portal, and we get guys that have production, that have been productive football players at whatever level, as opposed to star chasing and bringing in a guy that's like, well, he's a 5-star there. Maybe he'll be good here, even though it didn't work out. And that's kind of a revolutionary approach.
It is. It probably shouldn't be. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, I want guys that have shown, I can turn on the tape and I see them making plays, whatever school that may be. I've seen them making plays in college, even in high school, and they're going to compete. I mean, that's what you want. And if you can mix a lot of those guys in and maybe get a couple of those high star guys that are freak athletes, then yeah, you have a good chance. But also you have a quarterback that can sling it like they do in Indiana. It's going to help you. It's going to go a long, long way. But you're right. It's constant like roster management, thinking what you need, trying to build depth, which is even harder now than ever before. There's an art to it. And these guys are guys like Signetti. It's amazing coaching the old school model for so long. And now he can pivot quickly, and he's already finds a way to build a good roster and find a way to win and compete. I mean, he went on the road to Oregon and won. That's not an easy place to play.
By 10,
you're right.
They threw a pick six. They could have smoked him. Like, it was unbelievable what he did. Go ahead, Schleiks.
No, hey, real quick, Age, this weekend, USC, Notre Dame, Holy War, Utah, BYU, Ole Miss.
20-year anniversary of the Bush push, by the way.
Wow. Ooh.
What are we doing? What are you watching? What are you interested in? Washington at Michigan. Michigan just getting thumped by USC. what's piquing your interest this weekend?
I mean, USC Notre Dame. I love watching Marcus coach and seeing that Notre Dame team play. And I want to see USC. I'm curious as to see what they looked like as well against Notre Dame. That would be my top pick right now of the games that you just mentioned. But I mean, I'm my personal bias because we know Marcus. That's how a lot of my TV watching goes. But I think USC might be better than people think as well.
Well, you're curious like a cat, AJ. That's why they call you Whiskers.
Yep.
We appreciate the time, sir. Thank you for being
You're
on
so
here.
good. You're so good, Whiskers. I love that.
Enjoy it. Tell Ryan, listen, if you could do it all over again, man, I'd love to have him out there in Bloomington. Not who wants to go to
Terry
Indiana.
Hepner, man. Terry Hepner was awesome. Miami and Indiana. I love Hep. He was there when we were playing.
RIP, great guy as well. All right. We appreciate the time, sir. Have a great one, and we'll catch up again soon.
All right. See you guys.
There you go. They've gotten off.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. He's out.
He's the best.
Oh, there he goes. He's out.
Oh, geez. FanDuel, they've got an offer you don't want to miss this NFL season. New customers, you bet $5, you get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets across the app. Build parlays, player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style. FanDuel, they've got you covered. The NFL season is here. The only question, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Must be 21 older and present in Ohio or first 21 older and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. More of the Bobby Carpenter Show coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Welcome back into the Bobby Carpenter Show, and covered a lot of ground there with our guy AJ, and everything that he's about, and our good friend Nick. And so, folks, you know, it's a personal thing with us, and trying to let you in a little bit behind the curtain. That's what broke at the very end of the show yesterday. So I looked down in between, and I see that text, and I was like,
That's why I asked you, is it good? You're like, no. I'm like, well, that sucks.
yeah, that sucks.
I was hoping it was good. I was hoping it was like a group chat meme, you know what I mean? That would bring a smile to my face after the show, and I could kind of wait to anticipate it. But then when you said, no, it's not good, I'm just like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, it was definitely not good as well. But at least I got to make a joke into it about our guy Sanchez trying to harvest a kidney for him in downtown Indy. Pat, let me know when you've got that fired up, because, you know, we're over at Practice Legs, and I love listening to Ryan give his practice speech. Gets you so fired up, and just the dedication and everything that goes into it. And so there was a lot that was made with the Cardinals coach, who leaned in on one of his players a little bit, grabbed the guy by the shoulder, kind of hit him in the chest as he walked away, you know, and it had a bad look to it, a bad vibe, just kind of how it happened. And like, I'm not above like punching a dude in the shoulder pads. Like, you know, do you see Jim Harbaugh go out there before the game and smoke his dudes on shoulder pads? Because it's positive.
But I mean, like you were talking about like a jab, like, dude,
Yeah.
like, listen, we all do that. You know, it might be even what's funny is that player to player, like a player, Bob, like you would hit like, hey, you got to cover this dude, right? Like that happened literally in the Michigan game. Hey, 4x1 alert for first crosser age, right? And he's like, you know, like, yeah, because we got it. And they're like, water off the duck back, next play. Like, no,
Yes.
like, who cares, right?
I got it, you know, and that's all part of it. And that's why I'm always slow to criticize and try to provide critique on a situation with relationships where you don't know everything, because there's coaches that run hot. They run hot because they're emotional with their players. And so that's how Vrabes is. And to see a little look at this behind the curtain, this is why players will take a lot more from some coaches than from others, because they've got this type of relationship with their dudes. So roll this.
Come on. Think about that. Okay. Good job, boys. Good job, Ken. Great job, Dylan. Good job. Good job, man. Great job. Great job. Yes, sir. Good job, boys. Come on. Good job, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Great job, man. Great job. Great job. Great man. Great job.
Yes, sir.
Hey, is that right?
Hey,
Appreciate it.
let's do it.
Let's go.
I love it.
Good win, man.
Yes, sir.
We come a long way. Yes, sir. Great punt day for you, guys.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
Good job, buddy.
And so you see like the positive interactions with him. That's why guys will take it for a guy crawling down their throat or crawling up their rear end legs, getting into it, because they've got that relationship. They've got the connection. So you can ask a lot more, because when you're willing to have that pendulum on the high end and you're willing to show that emotion positively and be able to give guys praise, give guys credit, tell them they're doing a great job, making sure that they feel that emotion, you're going to have some of that on the other side. And you're doing that to hopefully garner a response and to get them to go. And so that's what's unbelievable to see, is that relationship piece. And Ryan Dayschlegs does it as well as anybody. And you see the scouts that are there, and we'll talk to them about it, and guys who aren't really around the program. But, when there's something that needs to be addressed, I mean, he addresses it with guys. He's firm, he's confrontational, but he also makes sure that they know that he's in it for them and what they need to do to be able to be the best they can be.
So I just saw somebody in the chat say something that was hysterical. But here's the thing, Bob. It's
Penn State's looking for a strength.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is this. It was funny because I remember watching a clip of Raves talking about like celebrate with your teammates, and it was, hey, how many points you guys scored last year on average? It was like, yeah, not enough. Like go celebrate with your teammates. And like he has that really good balance of seriousness, get in the drill with you, right? Intensity, along with great freaking job, like, but never like outlandish or silly or whatever, right? He always has a good mix of, exactly where he's coming from in the midst of practice. He's able to like fluctuate his tone and his presence, and dudes resonate with that because he's authentically Braves. And that's why you want to go there. It's why guys want to go to Ohio State. Throw that up. And I want to go into like practice yesterday, Pat. I just saw this and I was like, 1 week spent out of the top 10 the last 7 years for Ohio State, put it down. And then you get that same guy that goes in, the work is the work. That was at the beginning of practice. That's what I took away, that side nugget. And the juice and frothiness from that went into straight up real talk goal line tackling drill, that went into full-fledged, unadulterated, hardcore Bloody Tuesday inside drill. That was the tone setter. And resonate with that. And part of that, when people look at, we were talking about programs, people have been talking like, are you a programmer? Are you up and coming? Like, what are you? Like 1 week spent outside of the top 10 in the last 7 years, right? When he says something, it resonates because of what he's done on the field with his teams. And they know, all these guys know, regardless of a veteran team last year to a younger team this year, these are the work is the work, and that's what we have to do on a Tuesday.
The work works, Schlegs, and it's the old moniker there. Good job, buddy. We appreciate that. Tell everybody about our friends over at Export. Parents and athletes, protect what matters most with Export mouthguards. Trusted by professional athletes and designed by NHL team dentists. Export mouthguards are scientifically tested to absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouthguards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber. They 3D print those bad boys right to your grill, which means more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication, so you can focus on your game, not on your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby today and save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most. Ohio State takes on Wisconsin this week. Interesting stat about what we're going to be seeing in the game. Probably not all that great for the Badgers. Coming up next. I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool and doesn't taste like. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink garage beer. It's American and so can you. Garage beer. Beer flavored beer. All right, so Ohio State is taking on Wisconsin, traveling to Camp Randall this weekend. We know they've got one of the top. They have the top scoring defense in the country, despite then they gave up 2 touchdowns this weekend. Unfortunately, last weekend against Illinois, bumped it up a little bit. Still haven't given up first half touchdown all year. Offense has been pretty good, and so throw this up. Our guy Ben Scott Stevens retweeted this. These are the top scoring offenses in the Big Ten. Indiana's first with 37.7 points per game. USC is 35.3. Ohio State is third with 33 in a 0.3 points. This is their points per game in conference play. And that's important because that kind of eliminates a lot of the bad teams that you play in the non-conference. At the bottom in last place, like is Wisconsin.
Yeah.
6.7 per game. I think that's the exact average that Ohio State has given up maybe over their last 4 games. They're giving up 8.3 in conference.
Yes.
Ben had the great tweet, a stoppable force versus an immovable object.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't even know where you want me to go with that because it's so difficult for me to sit here and say because of the respect and admiration I have for the guy running their program. But that's what this is.
They've got
it is bad. Well, it also goes into the fact that 3 years in a row you lost your starting quarterback, which absolutely sucks. But we talked about it on the morning juice, Bob. It's like, is there mutual respect? Like, would you not run it up? I'm like, no, man. Like, honestly, this game 63-0 sounds fantastic to me. If you're a Buckeye, and here's why: you practice all week. You and I witnessed what they did to prepare for this game. How would you not let them go feast on that, right? Like Iowa, I think it was 37-0. IOWA put up 37.
Is that how you spell it?
Defensively, we got some issues. Offensively, they ain't scoring. What is it going to look like in Madison? It's going to be juicy. Guys after yesterday's practices, you guys would think like these dudes are starving. They are starving. They are craving
thirsty girls,
yards and like tackles. And
how much fun is this? Awesome. How much fun is it for you to watch them do like their goal line tackling segment? The first 20 minutes of practice, it's like being shot out of a cannon on Tuesdays. I mean, to say it starts fast does fast a disservice.
Yeah, it does. I would say this, guys, probably, again, witnessing certain things. Like, I really liked how their practice evolution, Bob, from when I was there or what I've seen in the league to like what it is now. I love breaking up the things. So like they started off and they went to punt and then they did a tackling circuit, which is just so you know, like they're working on tackling, right? Like the fundamentals, the crap that I believe in. Then you went to goal line and it was like good on good, physical, man. And then you went into inside. And I just liked it because like I'm watching Peyton and I'm seeing it was like a little bit of like a stretch zone and you saw it, Bob. I saw it, and I saw the hole, like where it's going to be. And we'd like to get back there to see if our eyes still got what we got. Because in inside, I ain't worried about pass. It's just run fits, one back, one gap, and I'm like, oh, there it is. And sure enough, he accelerated into it, made a play. But here's the deal: the juice of the beginning of that practice went into how they did their half line into the boundary pass coverage. That went into how they did their field side coverage. That went into 7-on. That just kept, it keeps you engaged it's the fluctuation of like the intensity, and then I'm working half line. I might not be on that one, but it's only like 3 minutes, and then boom, now I'm all in for those 3 minutes. Like I just like the way the flow went because it was engaging for me at 44. I know it was engaging for them, and like that. But that's how you want your practices to be, man.
Still got it, Schleg's coming downhill on that inside.
Dude, I was in there, man. I was in. I like you were right there. Like
I'll
and
take a
Boyer
couple
was
steps just to
talking.
make sure. Yeah.
I did. I even in those junior high practices, I would take steps off the because I was in the back when I called the dojo with all the other kids because I was like, I'm developing all you while we're at practice. I called the dojo. I was like, hey, get back there, linebackers, let's go. You got to mimic. These are mental reps, baby. And I'm like, key the back, read the guard. They say if they pull, you pull. Call it out. Oh yeah, man, you don't like that?
You're unbelievable.
Dojo. I was like, send them to the dojo. And we're just out there talking shop.
Send them to
I was out
dojo.
there straight code. I'd be dojoing it up.
You're out of control, man.
I
love
am.
it.
Can't help
Watching you coach is one of my favorite things. One of my other favorite things, guys, it's getting chilly. It's that time of year. You need the gear to stay warm. That gear is going to be our friends over BackerBCKR.com. They've got the good-looking gear that you love. The wind, the rain, the cold, they've got it all taken care of. You're going to start needing it. It's supposed to be raining this weekend quite a bit. They've got beautiful hats, BCKR.com. It's backer, BCKR.com. It looks good. It feels good. It's got all the high-end features you expect to have. And, man, is it a great way to be a fan. It makes a great Christmas gift or even buy it before. Use promo code all caps, Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y at checkout for free expedited shipping. And that's backer, BCKR.com. What's the line for this game? We'll just check that out next. We'll check that out here next in headlines.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
If you're looking to scale your marketing, let Lake Spur Marketing and their team be your trusted marketing agency. They have the broad range of experience regardless of industry to help you out. Their Lake Spur Marketing prides themselves on building those partnerships. They're confident they're going to deliver the results you need, but most importantly, it's about delivering the relationships with their clients. Lake Spur Marketing, the proof is in their partners. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today. All right, Schlegs, we were talking about this. You know, FanDuel, they're a show sponsor. They do a great job for us. We appreciate this.
Yes, thank you.
Wisconsin averaging less than 7 points a game.
Yes.
Ohio State averaging 33 points a game in Big Ten play. They're yielding less than 9 in Big Ten play. What do you think this line in Madison is going to be? I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't know what it is. Yeah. Pat's
I heard I heard it on the Doomajig the other day, and I was like, it was like 24 and a half. And I was just like, if I did wager money, I would definitely lay those points all day.
So what we got?
What is it?
Trying to see. Like I'm blind now. You know that. It's 26. It's 26 and a half. So it's climbed.
It's climbed 2 points, and rightfully so.
That's
honestly, I think it's probably a safe bet if you do 30.
Well, that's you want to get it before it gets to 4 touchdowns. I don't know, Schlegs, how Wisconsin scores in this game. I really don't. Over under is 41 and a half. So
taking that too. Yeah,
I don't know. I think Ryan Day, I think he might lay off at 38-0. Like
kick a field goal.
Maybe 42. It would be tight on that line. I just don't see them scoring. Maybe a field goal, maybe.
41-5 doesn't necessarily work because like there's so many other things when you're up 38-0 that you would like. Well, 38-0 means you kicked a field goal. So you already worked on it. You know? Yeah. So it's like, and that to me, just so you guys know, it's like, oh, we got to go beat them by 60. No, you don't. Like in the game with live bullets, there's things that I want to see worked on. You know, and there's things that we need to work on defensively. There's things that we need to work on offensively. There's things that we especially need to work on special team wise. So it's not necessarily the points. It's the execution of the things that you want to work on as you go into November that's coming up, which is for what, Bob?
Contenders.
So you want to work on those things. And Mark, 62-3, juicy, big plays. But I think a lot of it will be how do you manage this game to where it doesn't look terrible or terrible? That's Spanish.
Is that Fick or Ryan?
Thick.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you know how you manage it?
Defensively, listen, guys.
You get back. Their front seven isn't bad. And
No.
So they'll be able to slow down the run game. I'm curious, like, what the run breakdown looks like in this game between Bo Jackson, who got a little nicked up, obviously, at the end of the last week, but I think he's going to be fine. But how much do you play him versus CJ Donaldson and James Peoples? We saw a little taste of Isaiah West. Do we see another? Do we get some more? Do we get some more nuggets? Do we get a little bit more, a sipper, if you will, of Bryce West to see what he can potentially do? And maybe, or not Bryce West, Isaiah West, to see what he can do.
I saw him in practice yesterday, Bob. I liked it.
He looks good. And, I mean, he's a guy that I know Carlos Laughlin's been very high on, and I think they want to get him some reps. How do those reps look? Are they earlier in the game this week? Do you try to get him maybe a couple handoffs with that first line in there still? Because he is a physical, tough downhill runner, a guy that can make you miss in the hole and grind out a couple more yards. Yeah. Like we were just talking to Maurice about that yesterday, Schlegs, and like what it takes to be a good running back, what that looks like. And, I know he's pretty high on him too, just his ability that maybe he doesn't have home run hitting speed, or maybe he's not this, but like there's certain running backs where all the measurables aren't necessarily what make him good. Frank Gore wasn't all that fast. Like he wasn't very big and he didn't look physically all that good, but his ability to have like single leg balance and being able to rotate and maintain balance through contact and power and deliver hits and all those things, like that is what is critical, and that is what is key. So that's something I'm going to watch with it, because I think they're going to they'll give him some middle to like underneath passing game. It'll be tough to run on them up front. You'll have to break their spirit and break their will, which won't be easy. Those guys will play hard for Luke. And that's why I don't think this is going to be some score fest like over the top. Now, maybe if you block it up, and this O-line's been pretty good, and Julian's done a good job of getting the ball out of his hand, maybe you take a couple shots and, try to get something downfield for JJ or for Carnell. Maybe you try to get Max Clare over the middle. There's some opportunities for that. But
I would say this, Bob. Like somebody brought up in the chat, you're absolutely right. I would like to see the right side. And it's not really the right side. It is the right guard. I would like to see Josh Padilla. It's named Padilla, but I would like to see him in his
like a quesadilla.
Yeah, he's a quesadilla. And his sweet Neanderthal skull and flat top. I would like to see him in there, Integra, and what that. I say that with admiration and fondness. Okay, I would like to see that. I was actually watching a clip from Zach Smith, just like breaking down some of the pass throws. Like there's things that, and I want you guys to understand this. In every game, as you get better, there's always things that you want to improve upon. Whether it's hitting this guy in the hole or reading this thing, or as a linebacker, like, where is my fit on this? Or where is my depth of my drop, having depth vision and breaking on the ball? Hey, when he goes back, like Bob, you made up a great point yesterday. Have I covered a third of the distance while the ball is released, right? So like, where are my keys? And I want you guys to understand, like, that's what you're working on. If you're playing the best ball that you ever play in the season in October, that's terrible. Yeah. Every single week, every single practice, you're always trying to get better. That's why Ryan talked about we're chasing greatness, right? What do you say? We're chasing improvement like every single day. Every day. And like, I'm telling you right now, besides keeping the money out of, not necessarily out of the locker room, but the transparency of it, which is a big thing as and part of the culture, but keeping younger guys like that engaged and fanatical about the improvement is why teams can have success and make big runs going on. And that's what a coaching staff and a head football coach have to do. And Ryan Day is one of the best at it.
Absolutely. All right, we'll take a break. We got our tailgate talk. We'll answer some of your questions coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, here we go. It's our tailgate talk. We answer your questions. And Debunks had interesting comment. He said, if Pat Kraft, who's PSU's athletic director, is smart, he doesn't fire Franklin without having his money already lined up and his next hire verbally committed coming there. Tough to say the next hire verbally committed. I don't know if you can have a search like week 6 and have somebody lined up. Now, there's been speculation about where this money's come from. Adidas.
You see that right there? It says Adidas. That's actually Rocky Boot SV2s. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, they're the combat boots. But Adidas, that's obviously a reference to the program. We'll get into that, potentially going to Adidas, what that could mean. I know that some people have kind of speculated that maybe Terry Pagula is involved, who is the owner of the Bills, who has ties to Penn State, and maybe he was involved with the payout. Like, you have the money lined up for the buyout, and the buyout's every year. So it's not like you have to write a $50 million check, but you have to be able to basically double up and pay for 2 coaches. Now, you may need a buyout to get another coach out of their contract to bring them in. So that's another piece.
I think people forget that, Bob, is why we see some of these buyouts, right? Like when they have it. I think quote me if I'm, tell me if I'm wrong, but it was to stop somebody else from trying to poach your coach.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh, you gotta like come get this. Now, and I'll also say this, like, he's going to find another job. The dude wants to coach.
Yeah.
So, and I want to say this, Bob, because we saw it yesterday, Coach Boyer, I'm telling you guys, value add for the Buckeyes, Bob, and elaborate more. But just when you get different perspective of coaching and just a sole purpose of an NFL coach to come in and give little nuggets or ask questions or suggestions to highly educated, really good football coaches already that they can't themselves do because they're in the midst of the weeds of educating or running an entire program. Wow.
We'll get to that tomorrow. I want to touch.
I know. I just want to get it was on my mind.
Boyer's a great job. And listen, he's a huge value asset, and probably not a lot of people understand that or know what he does and the impact he has. B-Dunks also said something that Urban referenced this. It's something that I've kind of talked about. Urban says it's going to end up costing Penn State $75 million when it's all said and done with assistants and coaching staff. Well, if he's 50, I know Jim Knowles has another $6 million on his contract. I'm guessing Andy Kolonicki probably has another year on his, probably $2 or $3 million. So all of a sudden there, Schlags, you're about to 8. So now we're to 58, and that's just with 2 other guys. Then you start talking about the buyout of bringing another coach in. That's why he has a big buyout, because he couldn't leave. Someone else would have to pay for him a huge amount for him to go. So they try to kind of mirror those buyouts if someone would potentially want him. And so that's why that one is so big as well. A lot of love in here for our guy, Nick Mangold, but really appreciate that and everything that is all the prayers with him and the help. So just anything you can do to help our guy, Nick, would be absolutely tremendous, as he's a good friend. So if you have type O blood, please get tested. All right. We're going to wrap up the show. We got our side nuggets with Schlags, plus a little announcement of something that's going to be happening tonight. I want to stay locked in here on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, Schlegs, want to let everybody tonight, as part of our partnership with Sports Grid, which our Thursday show broadcasts live with them on Saturday across the country. 7:30 tonight, I will be on Game Time Decisions with Sports Grid, so check it out. We'll probably talk a lot about upcoming college games, preview our show, and all of those great things. So please be sure to check it out. All right, Schlegs, you got the floor here.
No, just go ahead and put that up there. And this is a side effect of what transpires. So, Penn State had a really good recruiting class going on, and I'm absolutely terrible when it comes to recruits because I don't care because we're going to forcefully adapt them to what we want to do. But you got to have the Jimmies and Joes to run the X's and O's, and automatically with this number 8 and number 28 and a number 31 kid have decommitted. It doesn't really matter. They could recommit there. They obviously like the school, but normally when they are committing like that, they like the head football coach. And to me, when I see this transpire, not only because I was a coach and understand when your head football coach gets fired, but it's really for the players that are all there that came to that university for their head coach, and he's no longer with them, that I feel for the most. But this is a side effect of being able to do that, and now all these dudes' DMs are wide open.
All these dudes' DMs are wide open. So Schlegs, slide on in there. We'll be
Is that what they
sliding
do?
back in tomorrow at 11 o'clock with our guy, Ben Scott Stevens, to preview all the games coming around and a little Buckeye talk as well. As always, so stay locked in here. We appreciate the commitment on the Bobby Carpenter Show.